Hello and welcome back to Blackwatch Intel. My name is Crashy, and today I want to talk about an interesting perspective on the game of competitive Overwatch. Now, the reason I say competitive specifically is because I think this doesn't really hold any form of merit or any form of weight in terms of quick play. Quick play, to me, in my opinion, and maybe I'll make a video on this, is just amazingly nonsensical and irrelevant, and it doesn't mean anything, and you just play it if you want to hop on and play it, or if you just want to experience the game at a mechanical level without much thought to it. So, as you can tell by the title, or whatever the title ends up being, this is the way the game is supposed to be played. And the reason I wanted to talk about this, and it's a kind of informative rant in a way, is the fact that when I play in a lot of competitive games, I own 3 accounts on PC. When I play in a lot of competitive games, the number one issue I see with other players making mistakes is that they're simply just not playing the game properly. Now, there's not really a tutorial or a way to gauge how effective your teammates are with statistics or numbers, and there's no way for these players to learn unless they really just dive into the game and get playing, or watch professional streams, or watch tournaments, etc., etc. Now, the reason I say it's the way the game should be played is because it ends up being the most effective way to win. And the reason I want to talk about this is because I think a lot of people see Overwatch as a very simplistic, very kind of easy entry game, and it is. It's not hard to find a hero that you relate to, or find a hero that you're comfortable playing or really enjoy playing, and, just playing that hero. But there is quite a bit of depth to the game. There is a lot that goes into team compositions and comboing abilities and working together with a team, and having proper communication and proper positioning. And a lot of that depth, very oftentimes gets pushed to the back burner when it comes to understanding and learning the game, because there's not really a proper outlet for learning those things, and it's all subjective based on what your one player or your one teammate or you yourself see at any given moment throughout a match. So it's hard to pinpoint and find the core of the problem whenever the problem is really just this game has a lot of depth to it. This game is much more in depth than I think a lot of people give it credit for. So the way the game is supposed to be played, in my opinion, is about 2 primary things. And the first thing is managing your ultimate. The entirety of your life before using your ultimate is more or less just keeping yourself alive, looking for ways to do damage, looking for ways to deter your enemies from making moves, and building your ultimate. That is what your whole life is for. It's about positioning, it's about gaining the upper hand, it's about building your ultimate charge, and it ultimately leads to the second point. And that second point is team fighting. Those are the 2 most important things in all of competitive Overwatch. Nothing else matters. Managing your ultimate and using it properly, and team fighting. And I will say these things definitively because I've really put a lot of thought into this particular outlook on the game, because I think it's really important. The 2 most important things in competitive Overwatch is using your ultimate, managing your ultimate properly, and team fighting. And those go hand in hand, because more often than not, when you go into a team fight, you want to use about 2 to 3 ultimates to win that team fight. Any more than that, you're wasting ultimates, and that's important to know as well. Any less than that, if you win the team fight, great. Sometimes you're going to have full-on team fights with no ultimates, obviously, the earlier in the game that you decide to hard engage on a fight. So, what is this problem, or this thought that people are missing, actually cause people to do? If you're not thinking about playing the game for team fights and for your ultimate, it's going to make you do 2 massive mistakes that I'm definitely sure I've put in a tip video previously on this channel. So make sure you go look at these tip videos. Anyways, shameless plug. It's going to make you stagger your life and waste time, because you're not managing your time by managing the ability to group up with your team and team fight. So you're going to walk forward, you're going to play Genji or Tracer or whoever you're playing, you're going to go in, you're going to die, boom. You're not team fighting, because you're not going in with your team, you're staggering your life, and you're wasting time. You're wasting your potential to win that match. So number 1 issue, you're not team fighting, you're staggering. That's the problem that it causes. And 2, you're going to waste ultimate. And wasting ultimate is probably the most like the biggest mistake that any player can make on competitive Overwatch. If you're wasting your ultimate, if you're getting no value, if you're not trading ultimates 1-for-1, if you're not getting 2 kills with your DPS ultimate, you've wasted your ultimate. And now all of that, you know, in between however many lives it took you, 2, 3, 1 life, however many lives it took you to build that ultimate was for nothing. Especially if the whole time that you did that, you were staggering the whole time. So I wanted to bring this up, like I said, a very informative rant to remind players and to try to build the self-awareness and start the dialogue about playing the game properly. You have to be thinking about the next team fight, and you have to constantly be thinking about how your ultimate is going to impact that team fight. Pressing tab, you know, looking at the, you know, the menu of heroes and looking at the compositions, thinking about whose ult you can counter by using your ultimate, or maybe you should use your ultimate to bait out another ultimate to then combo another couple of ultimates, is a massive part of the game. And while I think the majority of players, especially myself particularly, play in a kind of solo queue, duo queue, mostly environment, you're not going to get a crazy amount of synergy, but you can still wait behind that bus on Numbani and wait for your teammates to come out of spawn so you can not stagger your life. And you can not be a hero as Genji, like I often try to remind myself, and not just blow ultimate as soon as I get it and try to wipe the whole team. You have to manage your ultimate, you have to manage your time, because that comes along with not team fighting and staggering, and you have to win team fights. So that's what this video has been about. That's what the competitive game of Overwatch is all about. Please like this video if you liked the discussion. Leave me your thoughts below, because I think these are one of the most important things to know about competitive Overwatch in general. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're gonna have videos coming out every single day. I believe this will actually be a second upload for today, so I'm pretty excited about that, and I'll see you for the next video.